Hey everybody, we are here in the shop. We are going to change some oil today. This bike has about 4,200 miles on it. We usually change that oil between 3,000 and 5,000. We're gonna do a 3-hole plus the air cleaner. What are we doing it on though?
Well, we're gonna actually do it on the jiffy stand today. We've changed the oil up on the lift.
Yep.
And we thought this is really great, but all of a sudden we started doing it on the jiffy stand. We like it. We're gonna show you how you can do it in your garage and be happy doing it that way.
Let's get to it.
Yes. So here are a few things you need. You need a drain pan for under the motorcycle. You need a container for the dirty oil. You're gonna need a funnel. We have this cool funnel as well for the primary. And what else do we have?
Well, look, we use Maxima oil, and it's an oil change kit in a box. They make a quick change kit, but today we're doing a 3-hole. So that means it's gonna come with primary, it's gonna come with transmission, and 5 quarts for the M8. It comes with the filter, it'll come with the O-rings. We like to also have shop towels. We use an oil filter ring to take off the oil filter. We've got our ratchet. We've got a star wrench. For those of you that are on stock, you need to look at the size of your derby cover. I'm using 5/16 because I have a 12-point ARPs on my bike. We use a 5/8 for all the plugs. I like to have a short and a long extension. You'll see how that works when we get there, but always check your manual. Make sure you're getting the right oil, the right quarts for your bike. And then I like to also have shop gloves here.
Yes, you want to keep your hands clean and
sure.
safe. But one more thing, on this oil filter from Maxima, it comes with a 17-millimeter nut on top where you can tighten it with a wrench. So that's there.
All right, well, let's get started on the change.
Boom.
So first thing that you want to do is you want to get the bike out and get it up to operating temperature. I know it's going to be a little hot when you're taking those plugs out, but it's the best way to change the oil. And what are we doing?
Well, on the bike, and the thing I like about the jiffy stand, it's on an angle leaned up this way.
Yep.
So when you get under there, the bolts are going to be so easy, or the drain plugs are going to be very easy to access. So that's what I like. So
the oil plug and the tranny are where? Right next to each other?
On the left side of the bike, and they're right next to each other. You can't miss them.
Take your 5/8 and let's get to work.
Yes.
So I'm going to get started and break these plugs loose. It's a little warm under here, but that's exactly how we want it. Got that one going. And I keep a shop towel here, and I'll put those plugs on there, try to keep it as clean as possible. So that's a little dark. We'll go relieve the pressure on that one in just a minute. So let's get to the other plug while we're there.
And you always want to clean and inspect that drain plug and make it shiny and nice. So when you put it back in, you know it's all good to go.
We don't change the O-rings every time, but you know, you have to take a look at them.
Well, we change our oil so often because of the amount of miles we put on monthly that a lot of times the O-rings stay nice.
Yep, here comes the next one. And this one's going to be much clearer. This will be the tranny, so look at that, liquid gold, pure gold. So before the next steps, what do they need to do?
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need it. We love it when you do it.
Hey, mash that bell, thumbs up, give us a comment. So yeah, after we drop those plugs, I'm going to release the pressure and get the rest of the oil out of there. This is the oil dipstick here. Also, when you look at the plugs, when you pull them out, see if you've got any shavings, and you'll have a little bit on, especially on your tranny, you'll have a little bit, but
right.
A little bit's normal. So let's pop the tranny.
And one quick note, when you're doing the caps on these, when you're done filling with oil, never really over tighten them too much. They don't need to be cranked on there.
No, and this is a 3/8 Allen. While I'm here, I'm gonna also take off the air cleaner. I have ARPs, so this is a 5/16. It's a K&N filter. Again, we don't really tighten these too hard either because you just always check your bike, you know.
And one thing that gets neglected a lot when people do change their oil or take it, and make sure you always do your air filter, because the bike does need to breathe, and if it's clean, oil's clean, your bike's gonna be very happy. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but yes, I am nursing a broken leg, so hey, but maybe by the time you see this video, I will be walking around.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe. So this is a K&N air filter.
It is.
And we have K&N cleaner that you spray on it. It's biodegradable, it's awesome. Easy clean, easy on, boom, done. So basically, we're just two guys. We put a lot of miles on our bikes. We love history, we love traveling, but you know what? we work on our bikes as well. It's you get to know them, and we can say that we do it, and we like to do it. Galen's cleaning up the bolts that he took off, the drain plugs, making it look nice.
But we're not putting a lot of miles on right now.
Well, only because we can't.
Why?
Because my leg's broken. So this K&N stuff on the filter is great. I usually start spraying on the inside, get a little bit of saturation going there. Then I start, you know, and like I say, this is biodegradable cleaner. It's really awesome. It's easy to use. It washes out in the sink. And your bike is going to be a happy breather, I'm telling you.
And clean those plugs. The O-rings look really pretty good on this. I changed them last oil change, so I'm going to stay with them. I don't need the rings to strip around. So make sure you got them nice and clean.
And you know what? A happy air cleaner, happy oil, happy riders.
Happy life.
It makes you want to hit the road.
Happy wife.
Are we going to hit the road?
Let's hit the road.
Then you get the K&N oil,
Yep.
and you just get a little oil on it just so it collects the dirt. Right now, Galen is cleaning up, getting his tools organized. We like to always keep everything in order and organized while you're doing the job, because you'll never lose where you are. But it's really important, once you do the drain plugs and let everything out, where's it go? Oh, there's the camera right there.
Oh.
So
am I in the fucking frame blocking it out?
You give it like 10-15 minutes, let that oil drain all the way out of your bike, so as much of the oil is gone by the time you start adding the new fluid.
Yeah, we'll wash that filter, come back, put the plugs in, and we'll start on the derby cover.
Boom. So right now we're in a really good spot. Galen, what are you going to do next?
Well, we cleaned the air filter. You saw me getting the water out of that. We let that dry for about an hour or so out in the sun. I cleaned the air filter holder to make sure all those parts were good. I'm going to pop in the drain plugs, and then we're going to work our way over to the primary, and we're going to drop that oil and take that cover off, and hey.
Almost done.
Almost there.
Yeah.
I'm going to hand screw these in, and then I'll tighten them, and you don't need to really go overly tight on these. And again, I checked the O-rings. They're great.
And remember, don't over tighten those.
Right?
You don't want to, no more dad tight. We're going to do a little bit of more, just a snug.
And we're good to go.
How's that foot? Got to get that swelling to stay away, so I kind of do the elevation torque.
So we put the drain plugs in. Now we developed this cool little trick that we're going to show you, but what are we up to?
Well, we're on the primary side, so it's oil filters coming off and the primary's coming off. But we came up with a little idea of leaning the bike with a rag on your handle grip, and Galen's going to show you that right now.
You're going to want to lock that wheel down, and then I'm going to roll it back, and right in the garage groove here, we're just going to lay that in, and now she's at a nice lean.
And you don't need a garage groove. If you just have a wall or something, you want to lean it, use a hammer or a screwdriver or something, throw it underneath the front wheel as a lock. Your bike won't go anywhere. Keep it in gear, whatever you need to do. And you can drain your oils, the drain plug, with a small amount of mess, which is great.
We'll show you what we're up to. We're on to beer 2.
Now Galen's going to get on here and let the oil out of the primary.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Primary always ends up a little grayer than it was when you first put it in.
Yeah, and you got to check that drain plug. You'll see there's a little bit of sledge on it. Not bad though, so it looks pretty clean.
Yeah. And now he can go ahead and take the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ARP bolts out and take the dish off so we can refill it.
Yeah, and your M8, it's a 5-hole billet cover here. It's a Thrashin. We sell them on our website. Just dresses the bike up quite a bit, you know?
Yeah.
You know, if we weren't filming this thing, we could get this done in about a half an hour.
It's a half-hour job for sure.
But it's taken 48 weeks.
But
today,
once it's edited, it'll be into the half-hour mode.
Oh, that's true.
You can save a little bit of money if you take this off, you just clean it out. You really don't need to change that orange seal ring.
Jeez.
Because
that wasn't good.
They last, and it's really, again, there's not a lot of heat going on in this thing over here. So that orange ring right there is just, it's going to work again.
Yeah, so this is the gasket he's talking about. I think I changed it once,
yeah.
But I've got like, what, 40,000 miles on this. But you just got to take a look and make sure everything's clean and good, and I'm gonna wipe this off and we'll get right back to it.
So at this point in it, he's going to put the drain plug back in. We're going to drop the quart of oil in and be done with it.
But you haven't seen on the other side, I've left the breather open. I stuff rags in there so dust and stuff doesn't get inside.
So you're nowhere near the bike and you have an open can of oil. What are you doing?
Well, I have an open can of beer too, or a bottle of beer.
That's a good thing. Okay.
It's probably like a 2 beer oil change.
Okay.
So just one of the tricks of the trade, before we dump in the primary oil, I'm gonna start filling this filter up with a little bit of oil to just get it saturated. Helps with the starting.
But like a half
Yeah,
full?
maybe half. But it's a good trick. There we go, we're perfect. And then we'll make sure we take some of that oil and go around that ring to seal it. Let's move on to the primary.
All right.
So I got that plug in. What do you have in your basket?
Well, you know, I have my cool cart that I'm ripping around. This used to be Josh's, but I have a couple things for you here. I have a really cool funnel to put the oil into the primary. And I got the quart of Maxima, and usually one of these does the trick. One in, bolt, button it up, and you're good.
So you didn't want to open it for me?
Well, I didn't want to, you know, create any havoc.
Let's see if I can,
Yeah. Now watch how easy that goes in there.
Now let's wrap this up and I'll put the cover back on. And then we'll move to the filter.
Yes.
Last but not least, and then we'll dump some oil in this.
And when he puts this primary derby cover back on, he's going to put the bolts in, but do it like not all around in order. He's going to go every other back and forth.
Yeah,
star
normally
shape.
I would not have a trike sitting next to me so I could actually move.
Yeah, I'll move for you.
No,
so you
you're
can
good.
move.
You're good.
This is our least favorite thing to do right here, right?
Actually, I will see how it goes. The last couple times I've done it, it's been clean and really quick. So I take a couple shop towels, double them over, and Lance does the same, and then I take a longer screwdriver and I get that back in past the filter.
Just to try and keep it clean, because it's such a mess. This is my least favorite part of the whole deal right here, is this oil filter. But it's been leaned over, it's been resting for a while. Maybe there's not much oil sitting left in the filter. So he's gonna have the fun of taking the sucker off.
So there's all different types of filters. This one happens to be a Harley filter on here, so I need a different wrench for that. With the Maxima kit, it's a 17 millimeter nut on the end. So, you know, different strokes for different folks. I've kind of got a short extension and a longer extension. Oh, someone put that on,
and
good.
If you snug your oil filter too tight when you first put it on, it takes you a little bit to get it off. So you get it hand tight and then a nice little snug and you're good.
Pop that sucker off.
Okay, he's got it. Hopefully it's not that much of a mess. We got the oil pan underneath there, and the mess we're really talking about is oil that falls on your bike, because then for the next few days you have a drip in the garage if you can't get it all off.
And I got her.
Beautiful. Clean?
Pretty clean.
He did. Success. Success.
Look at that. Okay, so we got the air filter on, all buttoned up, and we're about ready to finish the job. I'm going to start with the transmission. This is the V-Twin 8890 from Maxima, and then we'll put 4 quarts in, and usually run 4.5 quarts.
Right.
Then take that in the bag, take it home, see it when it's hot, and do we need to put a little more top off there?
So you're going to put oil in the transmission, but what is that beer can at?
Well, this is going to be the final
transmission
final
fill?
for my transmission.
Gotcha. So the air filter has been oiled and put back on. And don't forget, in all the stuff that you do, you take your Harley's manual. It's been written up every mile that's been taken on this bike, every oil change, every tire change, whatever. That way you know, you have knowledge base of what you've done to your bike.
And I'll tell you, sometimes it's very easy to over pour, so you throw that oil in there and you dump it all over the place. So just take your time. Well, here we are. We're going to put the last quart of oil in. I usually run about 4.5 quarts. We'll fire the bike up. We'll test the dipstick and see if I've got enough in there. But I usually keep a half a quart in the saddlebag. When I get home, I check it again just to see if I need to top it off a little bit. So we're almost done, my friend.
That's a perfect thing to do right there. You know, you just witnessed an oil change on the ground with the jiffy stand.
We're almost there.
So it's about a half-hour job. You know, you can just have a good time, have a buddy with you hanging out, or do it solo and just learn your machine.
Yeah,
That's good.
we didn't really show, but I did look under the bike. I felt to see if things were tight and nice. So always a good time when you check your oil to go ahead and fill the different parts, see if everything's tightened up, check your tire pressure, do all that good stuff. But hey, we're not completely done, but
no,
it's beer worthy.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you guys found that very helpful. 30-minute job, easy on the Jiffy stand. We do have another video that you can look at if you want to see it up on the rack. But hey, that was pretty easy.
I love it.
And what's the favorite part?
This is the favorite part right here, my friends. When you're all said and done, it's wrapped up and you do this.
Wrong way. I didn't realize the fucking thing was there.